I think a huge part of it is the Fed and the liquidity that they pumped in. Because to me, what they did was they built a foundation that we can actually move off of. So I think if they hadn't done what they did, and the money that's come in and the foundation that they built, I think we'd have a very different situation on our hands. They've allowed us to have the conversation that we're about to have.
Yeah, I mean, REO Speedwagon built the city on rock and roll. I guess we're building this market rally on the back of trillions of dollars, because we've talked about it last week. Nice job. The number of equities has shrunk dramatically. The Fed bailing out ETFs, directly buying some of these credit market concerns that we were so worried about, the J&K, the LQD. I mean, this has been a backstop rally, but how long can it continue, Jenny?
I don't know. I think it can go for quite some time. I always talk about Ed Yardeni. He's one of my favorite strategists, and I read a piece of his this morning, and I think he might be right that this will ultimately just be a continuation of the bull market that we were experiencing, and that there might be a lot of upside from here. That being said, we've seen a rotation over the past few weeks. Everybody knows that. So as the market continues to move up, it might be in the have-nots, in what's underperformed. It might not be a rally the way we've seen it over the past several years, and just the growth at any cost stocks. So for me as a value-leaning investor, it's pretty exciting to think that this companies that we're invested in might actually get some love, and that the rally and that the market building from here might be in the stocks that haven't performed as well over the last several years, that they might have their day in the sun now.
Yeah, we've called it the stay-at-home trade. It certainly has been working. You think that is probably past us. And by the way, before someone else has the ability to, since I just sort of tongue-in-cheeked it, I'm going to coin right now, not the reopening rally, the leave-your-home trade. Can we just agree that that's us, Jenny, you and I, the leave-your-home rally?
Totally.
Is stay-at-home?
Right, and I would even add a word.
Stay-at-home?
I would add it, stay-at-home safely. I'm going to go with the stay-at-home safely trade.
Okay, what is that? What does that add into the mix?
I think it adds, okay, so for us, when we're talking about, stay at home safely. So stay at home safely could be a continuation of Home Depot, right? Where you want to get out, but you're still mostly home. Stay at home safely is, rather than flying places and going to big resorts, you're doing road trips and you're getting out and you're driving more. So the stay at home safely could be, as Juliana just discussed, we've seen a lot of movement in the energy stocks. We think that you could continue to invest in Chevron and Royal Dutch and Total. As you travel safely, right, and you're road tripping, you might look at the billboards that you're passing by, like Lamar advertising. So that could come back. That advertising on billboards could come back strongly. This is funny, but my brother was over yesterday for a barbecue. He doesn't know this before he did it, but we own CarMax in the portfolio. He does not want, he lives in Brooklyn. He's the ice cream baron of Brooklyn. And he's always been a real city guy, and he likes public transportation, and he loves Uber, and he hasn't wanted to own a car. He actually bought a car yesterday on CarMax. So as you stay home safely, as you get out safely, things like CarMax could really benefit. So those are the kinds of companies that we're looking at as stay home safely, start to get out safely. But I think the real lockdown stay-at-home trade, the Zooms, the video gaming, I think that's over. I think, we're starting to eat out. I think Grubhub could lose share from this as we start to more safely stay home and get out.
We got it. We got to get the Cheng's table and Tequila Mockingbird. I mean, you got to get out, because how many more dishes can we all do, right, Jenny? I mean, I like that, by the way, your brother. A lot of you, who could have predicted that used car sales would boom? Jenny, stay right there. On a more serious topic, right. I want to get your opinion and touch on a couple of big stories when it comes to the recent social unrest and technology. Certainly, first off, Facebook and CEO Mark Zuckerberg doing really an about-face over the decision to not moderate or take down some of President Trump's more controversial posts. Zuckerberg responding to employee outrage, saying they will review current policies, and Amazon's Jeff Bezos sharing an email exchange on Instagram, doubling down on his support for the Black Lives Matter movement. On top of that, a big bull call just breaking on Amazon. RBC Capital Markets raising its price target to $3,300 from $2,700, and a new Wall Street high. The analyst says that Amazon is primed to be the structural winner. They show that customers are now making 2 to 3 purchases a month, and that Prime penetration is now 67% of the customer base, up nearly 10%. So, Jenny, You got upgrades, you got big tech. Is there a trade here on Facebook or Amazon? Both? Neither? What?
So I guess first for me, the success of both of these companies has long since transcended the founders. And I don't think what either of those founders is saying has any impact on our investment thesis on either of these companies. We own Facebook, and we own Facebook because we think that their long-term earnings should be in the 20+% range. It is very hard to find a company that grows like that. On a personal note on this one, my personal feed from family and friends over the past few weeks has been more plentiful than ever. Everybody wants to get their personal narrative and personal message and personal emotional thoughts out right now. So I think Facebook is a big winner for the long term. On Amazon, for us, we do not own Amazon. It's too rich for my blood, and I think that ultimately they do experience some competition. I know that's a crazy thing to say. Prime has been great, but you know what? People are sick of sitting home too, and they're going to out a little bit and shop at Ross stores and TJ Maxx and anywhere they can, and I think that takes from Amazon. So we're long Facebook, we don't own Amazon. Neither of those investment theses have to do anything with the founders.